Okay, so good afternoon, good day, everyone. So today we'll be discussing the last and final module, which is module 7. Um, the title of our module is Abstraction, Data Abstraction and Object Orientation. So this module focusing on object oriented, no, and data abstraction. So when we say data abstraction, it involves hiding the complex implementation details and exposing only the essential features of an object. So it making easier to think about what we use, no, about unused. So yung when we say abstraction, it helps to protect from the unintended access and modifications from the um, users, programmers, and so on. So when we say object orientation, ito yung paradigm ng programming language that emphasizes the organization or organizing the software as object, which combines the data, which is the fields, and the behavior, or which is the methods. Sorry. So the object orientation or object oriented, it promotes the concepts like inheritance. When we say inheritance, we have to reuse it, the the class or specific class, or we can extend our class, di ba? So when we use orientation, we have to extend a certain methods or class. Okay, and encapsulation, where we have to hide the certain details or internal details, and dynamic binding, no, decoding methods calls, ito yung tinatawag nating runtime. Okay, so when we say abstraction, why abstraction, no, bakit abstraction? So as I mentioned here, no, abstraction, they make it easier to think about complex systems by hiding some unnecessary details, no, allowing only the programmers to focus on what truly matters. Okay. Okay, so they provide in this abstraction, they provide some protections by preventing access to internal parts of an object or a system that we should remain private to secure to ensure our integrity and safety. So again, abstraction, simply development lang siya, and it enhance the security, no, by what? Again, by hiding complexity and to control access. Ito yung tinatawag nating uh, protection, no? To prevent the access to things that shouldn't see. Okay? So that's the importance of abstraction. Okay. Next is object-oriented programming. So OOP is a dominant paradigm and influence multiple other programming styles, no? It describe mga cross-cutting, mga different paradigms. Kasi we have to segment it, okay? Most of the systems, tinatawag nilang modular. So, dito pumapasok si OOP. So, ito yung i-consider to create a certain programming language, to create a certain rule that handling imperative and object-oriented programming. Okay? So first, when we say imperative OOP, some features are already produced or used by different programming languages like C++, Java, C Sharp, Python, and etc. No? These PLs or these programming languages combines object-oriented concepts with mga traditional imperative programming. Si functional OOP naman, it combines functional programming features, mga different object-oriented principles. logical oriented operating OOP or OO. It integrates the logic of the programming with different object oriented approaches. So ano itong mga approaches na to? We have convenient syntax. Anong ibig sabihin ng convenient syntax? Yung yung behavior at saka yung features niya, madali lang siya at clearer way to write and understand the code. So that is convenient syntax. Are you familiar with inheritance? Mostly ginagamit natin yan sa Java programming language. So anong features and behavior niya? Ang ability niya for classes is to inherit properties and mga methods from other classes. So you have to, for example, you have to inherit this abstract class. You have to inherit to create some methods to create some behaviors of this class. That's why we create methods. Okay. So in dynamic methods binding, ito yung method to bound at runtime. So familiar with this runtime allowing for a flexible and dynamic behavior. Okay, so that's dynamic method of binding. Okay, encapsulation, yeah, it's very familiar, no? Encapsulation in Java programming, it's hiding internal details of object to protect our data and restrict our access. So, for example, mga features ng security, dito yung ginagamit yung encapsulation natin. Okay, so you have to consider this. Some OOP, no, na mga features to enhance our programming language. And then OOP programming language providing these mga powerful features to support better code organizations, or we can reuse and we can create security. Okay, that's the important and behavior and usability of object-oriented programming. Okay, let's come to the needs, no? Why we define some classes. Of course, we have to define the name, which is the identifier of the class. So per classes, we have to mga interfaces like the classes or interfaces that has a new class, and this class it inherits from different from other class, so that we can establish an inheritance hierarchy. Okay, so merong superclass, subclasses. So are you familiar with Java? And the fields. So these fields are the data members or attributes, no, to store natin sa yung i-store na information natin within the object of the class. Okay, familiar na dito tayo. When we say methods, ito yung mga functions or behaviors na associated with the class. Okay? Yan. And then, please also note that these things, no, for example, fields plus methods. So we can create a member of a class or of the class, meaning we have to combine yung data and ang functions na nag-constitute itong dalawa as a class members. So we can now define its structures and behavior of our methods. Okay? Familiar dito. Ito yung si object-oriented na features. Ito yung mga mostly na features na nasa Java at saka C++. Okay? So you have to think of it. If you want to create a PL, for example, kayo na yung gagawa ng isang programming language, of course, since meron po tayong mga problem na i-address, we can really use this type of paradigm, programming language paradigm, because if we use this type of paradigm, we can address the problem, especially doon sa mga yung mga approaches natin sa software development life cycle, which is like for example yung Scrum, like for example we can address mga iterative approaches or methods in software engineering. Okay, okay, next let's talk about how OOP supports hiding and protection. So kanina, encapsulation, nag-mention tayo encapsulation, it helps to hide mga complexity, no, sa ating program or structure ng program. Actually there are four kinds of visibility protection, no. Mostly itong mga features na to, ito yung ginagamit na features protection sa Java programming language. So first, public. Okay? Unang methods ginagamit ay public. So public is a members or a fields and methods. Kasi combination with the fields and methods, no? Ito yung accessible from any other class. Meaning, lahat po na na-create mo na classes, like for example, superclass, subclass, and any type of class or methods, you can access this type of functions or data, like for example. So, we can access this field, we can access this type of methods. Kahit saan po tayo na class. Okay? Okay, next is, yung approach is protected. When we say protected, ito yung member that are only accessible within the same package. For example, if ito yung class na to, meron po siyang mga subclasses na ito lang po siyang makaka-access doon sa protected data. Okay? So, even if they are different packages. Okay? So, yun guys, within the same package. Like for example, ito yung data or tawag dito, like for example na methods is car, no? So, for example, a car, ito meron siyang mga fields, methods na nandoon. Then, if ilalagay po siya sa certain class or subclass or package, itong methods only accessible within the package, within the same package. Okay? Yon. Okay. Next approach or visibility protection is the default or the visible to class in the same module. Okay? When we say default, if no access modifier is specified, the members are accessible only within the class. So, in the same package. Ayan. So, default po siya. Visible to the class only. Within the same module. Okay? Lastly, we have private. So, these members, for example, are only accessible within the class where they are declared. So, ito na yung tinatawag nating within the class lang siya na variable, class, or method. So, dito lang siya i-declare. So, only accessible within the class lang. Okay? So, you see the difference and how it helps object-oriented programming to protect our data, to protect our securities, for example. So, it can support the security of our system. Yeah. So, for example, dito, no, we have here an example of encapsulation and inheritance. So, dito, meron tayong public shape. Okay? Yan. So, since shape is declared as a public, so meaning any class or code can access a circle to a shape. Okay? A circle to a shape. So, you can also, ang ibig sabihin dito, all the members of the shape are accessible, allowing the conversion of the circle to shape freely. So, saan dito yung protected shape? So, dito yun ang class circle. Meaning, only the members or friends of circle or its derived classes can convert a sign or a circle into a shape. Okay? So, meaning, the external classes cannot perform this convention or conversion unless uh, they are friends or part no of the inheritance hierarchy. Kailangan part siya sa hierarchy ng pag-inherit ng ating class. Okay? So, mostly common to sa Java. Actually, Java ito eh. No? Java, ito yung approach. And last one, inheritance, what I mean is encapsulation is private shape na name, no? Name of the class. So, naka-private po siya. So, only the members of or of friends or a circle that can convert or assign a circle into a shape. Okay? So, meaning, external classes, even subclasses, cannot perform such conversions kasi naka-private po siya. No? Only the class under this private shape. Okay? So, lang po. So, meaning, itong lahat na mga access modifiers control that who can perform conversion or access a certain part lang sa class to reinforce data hiding and encapsulation. So, ito yung mga methods, no? Or a block of pseudocode or code, no? That perform different methods or different approach of encapsulation and inheritance. Okay? Okay. So, dito, for example, palagi na tayong discuss kanina about these types of accessibility, no? Again, let's reiterate what we have mentioned before. A private, so dito tayo mag-create ng variable or methods. We have to declare, no, as a private. Only accessible within the class lang siya, where they are already declared. So, they are hidden from the outside code and cannot be accessed directly by deriving some certain classes. Okay, so private po siya. Okay, next we have the public. So, these items declared as a public, meaning these are accessible from anywhere in the program. Meaning, they can access or they can be accessed and used by any code outside the class. Okay? Default or no keyword, we have no access, with no access modifier na specify doon sa ating code. So, the member has default visibility meaning, it is accessible within the same package module, no? But not from the outside package. The last one, we have the protected, no? When we say protected, ito yung mga variable or the methods declared as protected that are only accessible within the class where they are declared and derived by a class. So, this allow inheritance based on the access while restricting the external code. Ayan. So, based on these examples, no? Based on these mga access specifiers, it emphasizes that the variables are only accessible within the class where they are declared, methods only accessible of the class within the class where they are declared. So, the control can access level supports data hiding and encapsulation. Okay? Ayan. So, let's talk about visibility rules. Okay, what is visibility rules? In OOP, specifically yung mga public and private parts of the object, it involves declaration and definition, no, of the object. Meaning, both parts are intended to be accessible outside from the class or the public, and those meant to be hidden, which is private, that are declared and defined within the class. So, yung mga programmers can get at them by declaring a members that as of public allows programmers to access and modify directly. So the compiler can understand, meaning declaring the members to ensure that the compiler is aware, no, yung mga existence ng ating sizes, types, and other properties ng ating class. So ito yung uh, necessary for compilation sa ating compilation sa ating program and our managing, in managing our memory. Okay, so all these we have mentioned, public members allow access for external code uh, to support our developers and the compilers, while these private members or restrict access supports also data hiding and encapsulation. Okay, ayan. So of course, um, the minimum compiler must know the size of the object, during the compilation process, even if the programmer is not allowed to access or modify any of the most of the fields or members of the object due to access restrictions, like for example yung private or naka-protected. Ang ating compiler still needs to be aware of the total size of the object. Okay, so this information is necessary for the task, such as allocating our memory, laying out our data structure, and ensuring our proper object manipulations, yung runtime. So the compiler's understanding of the object is fundamental to our memory management, regardless the level of direct access provided sa ating mga programmer. Okay? Yan. So we have here the different types of class members under accessibility. So palagi tayo nagme-mention about private class. So I think we don't have to mention any more of this, no? Yan. So we have here an example how to do it. Sa C++ naman ito. How can we use C++? Ayan. Ayan. So let's talk about sa Smalltalk. Are you familiar with Smalltalk? Smalltalk is one of the programming language. So let's talk about this, how Smalltalk use object-oriented language. So again, Smalltalk is recognized as a canonical, okay, most representative of the object-oriented language because it embodies all the three object-oriented characteristics, likely encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Of course, Java has also this kind of features, right? Okay, so again, object-oriented programming addresses or character, mayroon siyang characteristics ng encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Okay? So, again, it is designed and developed rooted by Alan Kayes, not Alan Kay ha, not Alan Kay from Itbulaga. Alan Kayes thesis. So, thesis niya to. This thesis worked at University of Utah during the late 1960s. No, Smalltalk underwent 5 generations of development at Xerox PARC, okay, where Alan Kay worked after graduation. So it indicates its evolution through the extensive research and refinement. Okay, so the current standard version now of our Smalltalk is Smalltalk 80. Smalltalk 80. So Smalltalk plays foundational role in the history of and the development of the object-oriented programming language. Okay, so we're done with Smalltalk, and let's talk about Modula 3. So I hope you're also familiar with this, because before we start, I introduce different programming languages, the histories of programming languages. So what are the programming paradigm or what are the programming language, yung history, yung milestone, milestone. So, Module 3, it supports single inheritance lang siya, meaning a class module can inherit from only one superclass or parent. So, all methods at Module 3 are virtual, okay? And allowing methods to be overridden and derived classes and enabling dynamic methods dispatch. So, it does not include constructors and destructors. Kasi yung C++, meron po tayong constructors at the destructors. When we say constructors, so ito sa constructors, ito yung pag-create ng object. Tapos meron din po tayong function na nagdi-destruct sa object. Okay? So yun yung meron tayo sa na feature sa Java at saka C++. Okay? So itong constructors or destructors are typically used in initializing the object or cleaning up the resources when the objects are created or destroyed. Okay? So once we create an object, dun sa memory automatic mag-allocate po yan, no? Kasi data and function, data and method nandoon, no? Yung fields, mag-create yan. Once na na-create po yan, it allocates our memory. So, kung hindi na po siya nagagamit, kung hindi na po siya functions, no? Once na mayroon po tayong mechanism to create a destructors, kasi mayroon naman tayong features ganon sa sa Java, we can use it so that our memory can also we can also manage, no? For example, nag-store siya, pag hindi na nagamit, pwede natin i-erase. So, yun yung gamit ng destructors. Para yung memory naman, magamit man sa ibang bagay. Okay? So, these features highlight that our Module 3 approach to inheritance and methods, behaviors management, focusing in simplicity without constructors and destructors. Okay. ADA 95. Familiar? Si ADA 95 is also a programming language. Uses tag types. It allows types of extended to support runtime type identification, facilitating also an object-oriented programming. ADA 95, single inheritance lang siya, meaning a class or a type can inherit from one parent type. Okay? So, itong language does not support pa rin constructor and destructor. So, Module 3 and ADA 95, hindi siya nag-support ng constructors or destructors. So, it emphasizing simplicity pa rin sa object creation niya. And si ADA 95 has a class-wide parameters, meaning meron po siyang methods are static by default, meaning they are also associated with the class rather than mga individual objects. Okay? And now, itong mga we can also you can also define a parameter dito, no, or a pointer that refer to the specific object versions or methods, no. It enables polymorphism. Okay, it enables polymorphism. So yung base na class niya doesn't need to decide, no, whether the methods are virtual. Okay, so the notion of these child packages acts as an alternative to friends or enabling, no, to controlled access and extension. Okay, so identify, safety po siya, clarity and object-oriented features are a type tagging, no, and flexible methods management. Okay, now let's have a Java, no. Ang Java naman, interfaces with mixed inheritance. Java uses in interfaces to implement multiple types of behavior in a class, allowing class to mix in, different various functionality without a traditional multiple inheritance. So yung Java approach to the inheritance is yung alternative to a multiple inheritance instead of inheriting from multiple classes directly. Si Java facilitates multiple behavior inheritance through mga interfaces. Okay? So the inheritance is based on inheriting from one real parent class one or more interfaces. Okay? So the class inherits implementation, which is the code, from the single class or superclass. Okay? So again, it implements multiple interfaces. Meron siyang virtual function, which is abstract methods. No avoiding typical problems with a multiple inheritance like ambiguity. Meron din po siyang features na yan. So all the methods are virtual by default, no? Sa Java, meaning they are overridden in subclasses or enabling polymorphism. Okay, so the structure simplifies inheritance and methods overriding. It avoids to the complexities associated with the multiple inheritance over the other languages. Yan. Okay, so I hope you understand. No? Please watch this recorded discussion. Okay. Yan. So if you have question, just create PM me in our canvas. Okay. So thank you and good day.